Ok, muy bienvenidos otra vez a clase ustedes. Hope that you guys are doing good. Hope you had a good weekend. We are traversing into week 5 of distance learning. And what you see on the screen here is going to be something that you are going to recognize from last week. And that's because we had a couple of issues with just knowing how to conjugate it. That's why I wanted to show you the conjugation, regular verb conjugation at the beginning of the week, because I wanted to be sure that you guys would be familiar with knowing how to do this. And some of you guys did really well. And then we had a few that didn't know what to do with that say. And so I kind of want to go a little bit more in depth here and just kind of give you something to work with. So, first of all, we have la rutina diaria y los verbos reflexivos. So, daily routine and reflexive verbs. Because mostly what we have when we talk about reflexive verbs are things that we do on a daily basis, right? So, for example, I take a shower. In English, we don't need to say that I take a shower myself or I shower myself because it's already kind of implied, right? But in Spanish, we do need to make that distinction. So reflexive verbs are verbs that have, or let's change that and say reflexive verbs are verbs that have an action reflected onto someone, right? So that means it may be you, it may be someone else, but that action is being reflected onto someone else. Okay, the person doing the action also receives the action. So, how do you know when a verb is reflexive? You guys saw this the other day. The letters say are attached to the end of the verb. That means it's reflexive, right? So, we've already kind of seen this before. Whenever we had, at the beginning of the year, we were talking about ¿Cómo te llamas? What is your name? And respond with me llamo. My name is. You were actually using the reflexive verb llamarse. Okay, which means to call oneself. All right, if I were to take the say off and just have llamar, it would be just to call. All right, so kind of going a little bit further in depth here. In Spanish, these verbs need extra part that comes before, right? Because we're going to take that say or that may or that te and put it before. It's called the reflexive pronoun because it kind of takes the place of the person that's doing the action. In other words, in Spanish, when you talk about an action being performed on yourself or someone else, you use a reflexive verb and a reflexive pronoun. Right? So that's that llamar and that say. We put those two things together. Okay? You like my technology here? My wife's a graphic designer, so she has all these cool things. So it says confused. That's okay. Here's another way to think about it. In English, we don't say, or sorry, in English, we say, I wake up. I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. In the bathroom, I wash my face. Think about it. Who does the action? Who receives the action? And that's basically what these questions are going to be answering, or what these verbs are going to be answering. All right. In English, we could say, I wake myself up. I get myself out of bed and go to the bathroom, but we don't. Why not? We're going to pretend like this doesn't exist because it is implied. I think that I'm just going to say I think that that's the teacher's name because it's implied when you say I wash my face, you're doing it to yourself. But in Spanish, we need it to specify who you are doing the action to. So let's read the following sentence. What do you notice about what comes before the conjugated verb? Ducharse. Yo me ducho. That's to shower. Levantarse. Nosotros nos levantamos. Relajarse. Tú te relajas. Acostarse. Él se acuesta. Ella se acuesta. Maquillarse. Las chicas se maquillan. All right, so based on the sentences above, let's fill out this chart here. So what subject pronoun do I use when I'm talking about myself? Right, so that's going to be this guy right here. And that's going to be the word me. Okay, the next one, that's going to be this one right here. What do I use when I talk about yourself? Te. What do I use when I talk about he or she doing something? That's going to be se. What about when we do something to ourselves? Nos, and that's right here. Okay, and then when they do something for themselves, we're going to use that word say again, and that's right here. All right, so say, te, me, and nos. All right, okay, let's go to the next page. All right, so if we wanted to kind of put these in a chart, we would have yo me, tu te, se, nos, and se otra vez. So the reflexive pronouns indicate to whom the action is happening. To whom the action is happening. Okay, so here's the steps. This is the part that I think we kind of lost in translation a little bit. Haha. So, number one, we're going to remove the infinitive ending. So that could be the AR ending. That could be the ER ending. That could be the IR ending, depending on the verb. All right. We're also going to remove the reflexive pronoun ending. So that's going to be the say. Right? And that say is just a placeholder to tell us that it's reflexive. Right? It can be say, it can be, like we saw up here, it can be say, it can be te, it can be me, it can be nos, but we're going to remove that first, and then we're going to take off the AR, ER, or IR. So we're going to change that reflexive pronoun to match the subject. We're going to place it before, and we'll get into this kind of at the bottom here, but I just wanted to show you. We're going to place that before the verb, right? So that is so key. That is so key. We're not going to leave it at the end. We're going to put it before the verb. Conjugate the verb normally. Remove the ending. Remove the ending. Add the new ending. And then note the conjugations of reflexive verbs follow the normal conjugation patterns of AR, ER, or IR verbs, except if they are stem change, which we will see. Okay, so let's practice a little bit. To get out of bed, we're not going to do all these because you're actually going to get this page and I want you to fill it out. So, levantarse, sorry, to get out of bed. You can see that we have two parts. We have this first levantar, and then we have the second part se, which we're going to change to match whatever the subject of the thing is. All right, so let's kind of zoom in just a little bit here to give us some more room to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on these first two things here. So like I said, the first one is levantarse, right? So we know that we need to do something with the say for yo. Well, I know if I go back up to my chart here, that looking at the chart, the way that I'm going to say that I get myself out of bed is me. So let's go back down. Levantarse, yo. Let's go ahead and conjugate levantar for yo. So I know it's regular AR, so I'm going to write levanto, right? Because I'm taking the AR off and I am changing it to an O, because yo always gets O. So what am I going to do with that say? Well, because it's yo, I'm going to say me. So yo me levanto. I get myself out of bed. Okay, let's do the next one. So we're going to take levantas, levantas, because once again I have a regular AR verb. I'm going to change it to AS because I know that that's what to takes in an AR verb. And then what am I going to do with the say here? Once again, I can refer to my chart. I know that it's te levantas. Okay, let's go to the next one. We're going to conjugate levantar for él, ella, usted, levanta. Okay, se levanta, because I know that se goes with él, ella, usted. This one's going to be a long one, right? So I'm going to actually split it up into two parts. Right, another really great way to look, or not to look, but to remember what reflexive pronoun goes with nosotros is it's kind of just built into the word nosotros here, right? Nos levantamos. Nos levantamos. We're not going to worry about this guy. And then finally we have ellos, ellas, ustedes. I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but we can actually just drop this guy right over here because it doesn't change. But we do need to remember that with this ustedes, ellos, ellas part, we're going to have a different ending for our verb, which is going to be levantan. Right? Levantan. Levantan. Okay, let's go to the next one here. Ducharse is to shower. So, yo me, dropping the AR, ducho. Yo me ducho. Tu te duchas. Because te goes with tu. El, ella, usted se ducha. Once again, nos. Nosotros is going to kind of shorten and be nos. Nos. And duchamos. Kind of write that out a little bit longer for you. Vosotros, no importa en los Estados Unidos, solo en España, ¿verdad? Only in Spain. And then finalmente tenemos ellos, ellas, y ustedes, se. Once again, we're going to just loop. Drop that guy right over. Sorry, I'm using a pen and it's kind of weird because it has like buttons on the side and I click them accidentally sometimes. Se, du, chan. Se, du, chan. Okay. Okay. So what I want you guys to do is there are two more. I want you guys to actually fill these out for your own. I'm going to give you just a couple of seconds to fill that chart out, and then we'll write them in together. You can go ahead and pause the video here if you need to. Okay. Okay, let's get it. So zoom in. Acostarse. This one has a star beside it because it is kind of special in the fact that it's going to change from an O to a UE. If you can remember a couple of weeks back, we talked about stem verbs. So we are going to go one vowel back from the ending, and that O is going to change to a UE. Okay, so say once again, changes for the subject, yo me, right? And I know that I'm going to keep these two letters the same, ah, k. What do I know now? I know that the O is going to change to a UE. So I'm going to change that O to UE. Questo. Yo me acuesto. I go to bed. I put myself into bed. Right? I'm not doing that to anyone else. I'm putting myself into the bed. Put myself to bed. I go to bed. Tu te. Once again, we're going to take that O, we're going to change it to a UE, fill in the rest. My ending for tu is as, so te acuestas. Tu te acuestas, you put yourself to bed. Okay, next one. Él, ella, usted, se. That's my reflexive pronoun for él, ella, usted. Acuesta. We can have a stem change, I'm going to change the O to a UE once again. Okay, this is going to be a fun one here. So nos, nosotros is going to take the nos reflexive pronoun, and then I'm going to have acostamos. Why do I have acostamos and not acuestamos? Yeah, exactly, because in nosotros I do not stem change. All right, no change. Let me write that down for you. No change. Okay, and then finally we have ellos, ellas, ustedes. We're going to use that se otra vez. Right, we're going to go back to a stem change. Acuestan. Acuestan. Okay, and then the last one here we have a E to IE stem change. E to IE stem change. To wake up. So if I want to say I wake myself up, I'm going to use that me again, because yo equals me. Me. And then I'm going to go one vowel back. Sorry, just pretend like that's over the E. I kind of overshot it a little bit, but I'm going to go one vowel back to this E here, and that E is going to change to IE. All right, so me despierto. I wake myself up, right? Yo always gets an O. So, yo me despierto, I wake myself up. I don't need to say yo if I'm going to just like be writing it or saying it, but I'm saying yo because I want you to know that yo goes with me. Me goes with yo. Yo me despierto. Okay, next part. Two. Another my reflexive pronoun here is going to be te. And everything up until the O is going to be the same. So, despiertas. Tú te despiertas. You wake up. You wake yourself up. Okay, él, ella, usted. Se goes with él, ella, or usted. Se despierta. Se despierta. They, not they, he, she, or you gets themselves up, right? He gets himself up, she gets herself up, you, formal you, get yourself up. Okay, once again, we've got that nosotros. We're going to know that that's a nos. Once again, nos. Okay, do we stem change in nosotros? I'm going to pretend like you're saying no. We do not stem change in nosotros. Nosotros, we do not stem change. I'm going to say it again. In nosotros, we do not stem change. So let's take this word one more time. Nos despertamos. Nos despertamos. We wake ourselves up. Bloop. No vosotros aquí. Solo en España. Finalmente, ellos, ellas, ustedes. We're going to use that word say again because we use say here. We use say here. Des. We're going to go back to a stem change. P. Tan. Despiertan. Despiertan. Sorry for that weird jump and cut there, guys, but I decided instead of me continuing down that PDF file the way I was doing, I actually want you to do that this week. So this week we're actually going to be redoing some of the stuff from last week. So some of the stuff is going to be very similar. I think now that you understand what to do, it'll be a little bit easier for you. And then I'm going to actually send this PDF on to you as well so that you can do some of the stuff on there. There is a writing activity that we're going to be doing about your daily routine. So on this PDF, there are going to be a bunch of verbs in a chart. And you'll see when you get to that point, you're going to be telling me about what you do in a day. So what time you get up, what do you do first? Do you eat breakfast or do you take a shower? And then at the end of the day, what time do you go to bed? What time do you, if you take a shower at night, whatever. So that's what that's going to look like for y'all. And then basically after you have done that, you should be able to talk about your daily schedule. And I love you guys very much. Hope we get to see each other really soon. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.